Starfox is one of those franchises that is held with high ranking with Nintendo fans. Most of the Starfox games are simple to comprehend. Just get on your R-Wing and blast away while helping your teammates and taking out bosses along the way. But there is one Starfox title that has stood out like a sore thumb with fans, and that game is Star Fox Adventures. Many people were wondering why this game was so different than all the other Star Fox games. But little did they know that this game didn't even start off as a Star Fox game, but a completely different title. And so in today's video, we'll be discussing the unreleased Dinosaur Planet. Now it is known that this game was in development sometime in between 1999 and 2000. Dinosaur Planet was to be Rare's take on the Zelda franchise. The game was slated to be released for the Nintendo 64, but with the Nintendo 64 reaching the end of its life, things became rocky, and when the game was changed completely, the focus of the game was later taken to the recently announced Nintendo GameCube. Okay, so the plot of Dinosaur Planet is a bit confusing, so bear with me. The plot of the game revolved around Saber, a 20-year-old warrior from the Wolfen tribe, which was later replaced by Phlox McCloud. Saber was the son of a wizard named Randorn, and the other protagonist alongside him was Crystal, who was Randorn's adopted daughter. Saber's father, Randorn, who disappeared into the wilderness for many years, encounters a wormhole which sent him to another planet. He somehow sends a message to his son asking for his help. Randorn states that he has made contact with a strange creature called a Dinosaur, who is the king of the Earthwalker tribe, and has asked to help him as his planet is in turmoil. This planet is ruled by two different tribes, the Earthwalkers and the Cloudrunners, basically Triceratops and Pterodactyls. The leader of the Sharpclaw tribe, General Scales, has kidnapped a prince and princess for each tribe in order to cause chaos throughout the planet and cause tension between the two tribes. Randorn states that in his attempts to help the planet, he was mortally wounded inside a place called Warlock Mountain, and needed Saber to jump through the wormhole to help and search for his father. Crystal's story was quite interesting. Crystal was from the Fox clan, which was at war with the Wolfen tribe. The Fox tribe were supposedly responsible for the death of Saber's brother. Before Randorn disappeared into the wormhole, he took revenge upon the Fox tribe for killing one of his sons, and vanquished all of them with his magical powers. All except for a young 6-year-old child fox. Overwhelmed with guilt, he takes this fox as his own and names her Crystal. Randorn and Crystal are both sent into the Dinosaur Planet through this wormhole. By the time they came across the war-stricken tribes of the Dinosaur Planet, 10 years had passed. When Randorn was wounded, he sent Crystal to go back for his son Saber, and together they must end the war between the dinosaurs. This is where the player would have began the adventure. The two had their own respective sidekicks, which thanks to Nintendo Power scans we know are Tricky, an Earthwalker prince, who would have been Saber's sidekick, and Kite, a Cloudrunner princess, who would have been Crystal's sidekick. The game's mechanics would have allowed the use of these sidekicks in order to overcome obstacles and progress through the game. Some of these actions included digging holes, uncover secrets, retrieve objects, and distract enemies. In order to switch between the two, the player would have to use a character known as the SWAPSTONE, which later became known as the Warpstone. It also appeared that both of the main characters had their own weapons. Crystal wielded a staff, while Saber used a sword. Other earlier versions of the characters and enemies were also seen in the previews, including General Scales, the Sharpclaws, the Galdin, Grubtubs, the Wounded Earthwalker, and Scales' Flying Sharpclaw Galleon. Now, how and why did this game end up being Star Fox, you ask? Well, it's said that Miyamoto is the main reason why. You see, Miyamoto was made aware of this game and wanted to see its development progress. He was very intrigued, and when he saw the main protagonist, he thought it looked very similar to his Phlox McCloud. So Miyamoto pitched the idea to have Star Fox characters put in the game instead of Rare's own. Now this is merely my own speculation, but I doubt very many people say no to Miyamoto. I mean, it's freaking Miyamoto, damn it. And so Rare had to rework the entire game to fit into the Lilat universe. So why the change, you ask? Because Miyamoto, that's why. Fuck you. Lead designer Phil Tossell has stated that the sudden change was not accepted willingly by all of the team, due to these changes to accommodate Starfox. The updated title was originally named Starfox Adventures Dinosaur Planet, but the Dinosaur Planet subtitle was later removed for whatever reason. It was also around this time that the development switched over to the Nintendo GameCube. Saber was replaced by Fox McCloud. Crystal's character wasn't scrapped completely, as concepts and similar character design was used to make what she ended up becoming. The main antagonist also remained the same as well, General Scales. The story was changed to Crystal looking for answers as to why her home planet was destroyed and her parents murdered. It was later revealed that General Scales and his army was behind it all. Team Starfox is then called to help the planet on the brink of destruction, and that is where their adventure begins. The game was shown in 2000's Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine, along with other Nintendo 64 lineups. It was also featured in an article in Nintendo Power's post E3 2000 to kinda review all of the titles that were shown during the convention. Now remember, there was no streaming on the internet back then, so the majority of the coverage was done in magazines to the public. Now there have been quite a few videos that have been released of Dinosaur Planet displayed to the public. A huge shout out to Rareware Central for finding this early footage of Dinosaur Planet display at E3 2000. Dinosaur Planet was shown alongside all of Rare's other projects such as Banjo-Tooie, Perfect Dark, and other really great titles. The small demo was met with good reviews. This specific Hispanic reporter was especially excited and had really good things to say. Several music files have also been recovered from Dinosaur Planet, including the song being used in the background right now. This was the main theme to the game. Other songs found were Cape Claw, DARKICE Mines, Discovery Falls, Ice Mountain, and Swapstone Hollow. Starfox Adventures was Rare's final console video game release under Nintendo before it was sold and became a first-party developer for Microsoft. Shortly after the game's release, Microsoft purchased Rare for $541 million, which in turn ended Rare's entire association with Nintendo. It still intrigues me to this day as to what could have been if Rare would have said no to Miyamoto. This IP would quite possibly have continued on to be another Rare classic the likes of Banjo-Kazooie, Jet Force Gemini, or Donkey Kong Country. I feel that the reason why Starfox Adventure was reviewed so harshly is because it deterred from its original form. Had it not being Starfox associated, I feel that this game would have had a lot higher rating during its time. Because honestly, Starfox Adventures isn't a bad game despite all the ridicule it gets. I mean, it's built on the Ocarina of Time engine, so it really can't be all that bad. But that's just my opinion. Well, that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Check out some of my other videos if you have time, along with some other links I'll be posting in the description below. I had a really hard time determining which series I should place this video in because this game is considered the beta of Starfox Adventures, but at the same time it's still considered a game on its own, so I just decided to stick it in my Unreleased game series. But anyways, I'll see you all next time.